So I kind of like just picked him up really fast. And so like I think I needed like 5 scrim games on it basically to like really be like, okay, I can play this champion again, even though Lee Sin is like a mechanically skilled champion. But also the new top lane Lee Sin was kind of unskilled since you just maxed E, you don't even really need to hit your Qs.
Hi everyone, this is Tom reporting from the LEC Summer Split, and with me here is WhiteKnight, the top laner of Astralis, who just won their game against Vitality and breaking their 5-game losing streak, I believe it was. So WhiteKnight, that must feel quite amazing to get that W on the board, as they say.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I kind of forgot what it feels like to win since the last time we won was week 1. But of course, we did face a lot of tough opponents. We faced basically the top 5 right now in the LEC. So it is understandable that we lost those games, but of course we like didn't play as good as we could, I would say, in those games.
Yeah, and I've thought, at least in the games you guys played against G2, but also the game you played against Fnatic, you guys were able to keep up surprisingly well against these opponents. So I personally thought that maybe the score wasn't entirely reflective of how you were playing at the time, but you seem a bit more critical of how you were playing in the past weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like every time we play against G2, we have pretty good chances to win, even in spring. I feel like they make a lot of mistakes. They're like a scrappy team, and we kind of played reactive, I would say, against them, which kind of helped us against them. And against Fnatic, we were also kind of reactive because they are over aggressive at times. So I feel like we kind of traded kills a lot, but they always had the upper hand though in the game. So that's why we lost them.
Right, and then this game you played against Vitality. You guys got ahead pretty early with a couple of kills, but then in gold you were still behind because they funneled all the gold into leader. How did you, as a team, decide to adapt throughout the game in order to ensure that this game wouldn't slip away from you?
I mean, I feel like this game we were really confident that we had the tools to win the game at all times. We knew how we wanted to play our comp, and we kind of punished their mistakes early, especially top side. And yeah, I mean, leader got really fed in the early game. He got a kill or 2 in the early game, and then he got 2 towers. So
Yep.
he played really well early game for sure. But then I just knew that Lucian can't really play the game against our comp because if he tries to dash in, I can just flash stun him, or we have Trundle pillar and we have trash hooks. Like I think like we just had a much better draft this game, and that's how we could just that we were confident that we were gonna win this game, and we knew we just have to flank them and like we did in one of the Drake fights, and then we just win.
Right. You mentioned the Trundle pillar, and I do want to mention Trundle because all the 3 games you guys have won now is with Trundle in the jungle. Is that at this point some token of luck, or is it coincidence, or is it just the champion for you guys to play?
I'm not sure honestly. I feel like it's a comfort pick for Nico, for Sansara, and I guess that's one of the biggest reasons. It's just comfort, and we don't really scrim with it much lately. So I don't even know. I guess yeah, maybe it's just confidence boost for him, and he can like he doesn't need to focus on mechanics when he plays that champion. It's a straightforward champion, and he can just focus on like making calls and like just figuring out what we need to do to win the game.
Yeah, because it also seems to transpire the patch. Obviously, this weekend the LC started playing on 11.13, which saw quite a few changes, but indeed seems like that comfort pick was still intact. Talking about comfort picks, you in the past weeks have played a lot of Lee Sin. This game you didn't. But can you talk to me a bit more about the... Obviously, we've seen Lee Sin rise as a laner, but can you talk to me about how that affinity with the champion has grown for you?
Well, I used to be a jungle main back in season 3, 4, 5. So, and I only rose up at season 7 to top lane. So I kind of like just picked him up really fast. And so like I think I needed like 5 scrim games on it basically to like really be like, okay, I can play this champion again, even though Lee Sin is like a mechanically skilled champion. But also the new top lane Lee Sin was kind of unskilled since you just maxed E, you don't even really need to hit your Qs. So, but yeah, I was just a jungle main, so that's why it was easy for me to pick up Lee Sin.
Yeah, and was it, as you said, it was easy for you, at least in scrims, to pick up? Did you notice a lot of different adaptations you had to make into playing him into top lane champions now?
Wait, what do you mean?
As in, well, if you're a jungler Lee Sin, you don't interact too much. directly one-on-one in lanes with other champions, and now you do. So was it a shift you had to make, or is it something that also came pretty naturally?
No, it was really straightforward because Lee Sin just had a really strong base stats, and the E was overpowered as hell. So and W, you have so much sustain in lanes, so it was just you just press W and E on the wave, and you just win. You just push lanes and you scale really well. So it was like kind of straightforward. This champion was very OP.
Yeah, it still felt a bit like obviously, as you mentioned, you've played before maybe in the jungle, but that's been quite a few years ago, so it still felt like kind of a breakout champion for you, at least in your role in the top laner. How are you feeling at the moment about your performance in the league so far, and specifically, of course, the summer split?
Like my own.
Yeah.
I was really happy with how I played week 1 for sure. Think I played really well on Lee Sin, and then week two, I guess I did okay as well. Last week was probably my worst week so far. This split, but overall, I'm pretty happy, I would say. But like I get to show more and more what I can do every game. So I just have to keep looking forward and keep trying to improve, and hopefully tomorrow I can have another good game.
Yeah, we are approaching that halfway point in the LEC, where the initial 4 weeks, and obviously for Astralis, at the time of recording this interview, you're now 3 and 5. Yeah, 3 and 5. So you guys are gonna need to step it up in the second half to still make it to the playoffs. How do you feel about the team's growth in the recent weeks? You did have that 5-game loss streak, so that's obviously not a great sign of turning losses into W's. But as we also talked before, some of these games were pretty close.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like over the summer we have improved a lot from spring, but obviously like every team can say this because spring is usually kind of warm up for the summer. So of course we have improved a lot, but I also feel like the way we practice has been much better at this split. So I think we have hopes for playoffs, hoping to grab that 6th spot maybe. But yeah, we still have a lot of wins to go, and like I think we need like 8 wins, I guess, around that. So
yeah,
it's still a long way away, but I think we can do it.
What has changed in your practice? You say you've maybe adapted something. What's different now?
I feel like our coach is preparing for practice and kind of focusing. We've been like focusing on certain parts of the game mostly. So our reviews are more based on what we are trying to improve on, like early game and stuff, you know. So I feel like that's helped a lot, and we always have a plan coming into the game, not just to play the game, you know, not just to play the game. So I think our coaches did a good work for sure this split.
All right, WhiteKnight. Well, thank you so much for joining for the interview today. Good luck for now for the interview for tomorrow. But by the time this comes out, I want to say good luck in the second half of the split as well.
All right, thank you, man.